Well, hello, CrossFit Inconceivable friends. Let's talk about today's workout. So before we get into that, let's just do a sequence of warm-up movements to start. So hopefully you got some floor space. If you got a water bottle today or something of a similar object, maybe it's like a box of chicken broth, or I said that because I'm using that to prop up my phone. Or if you have a light dumbbell or even a set of 5-pound plates, this will be really helpful to have today for one of the warm-up movements. So let's start with some Spider-Man stretches first. So we'll get the clock started here. So go ahead and start some Spider-Man stretches. We'll go about 30 seconds or so per side here. We're going to repeat these a few times. So it's okay if you don't get all the Spider-Mans you want in now. We will have a chance to here in just a moment. All right, let's switch to downward dog into a push-up. So let's come into downward dog position, head forward, push-up, and then back. You may also have dog onward push-ups, of course, or knee push-ups, whatever suits your boat right now. Let's go about 10 more seconds. All right, let's move into some Samson lunges. We'll come down to a lunge, reach up nice and tall through the sides of your armpits, switching about every 1 to 2 seconds or so. Making sure you drag your hips forward, squeeze your butt just enough to feel that stretch through the front of your quads. I'm definitely sore, but all I've done literally the last 3 days is just body weight workouts, so they're definitely getting to me. Okay, we're gonna go inchworm out to push up, and then reach down, walk your hands out to a plank, do a push up, and then walk back in. Not to ruin the surprise, but we are gonna do burpees today. So, of course, this is a great warm up for reaching down to the floor, getting our pushes in. If you're doing the 10,000 burpee challenge, you can count all of the burpees today towards that, which is kind of cool. So hopefully you'll get your daily allotment plus a few extra in. Okay, so we're gonna do some bootstrap squats. We're gonna grab under our toes, fold forward, and then let's come down into a squat. Spend some time to really get the legs stretched here. We'll bring the hips back up, and then pull back down. Spending again about 30 seconds here or so. My hamstrings are sore from those bridges yesterday. So instead of the Supermans, I did laying straight leg glute bridges. And those are actually pretty hard. Let's do one more. All right, we're gonna do some frog hops. So let's come out into a plank position, hop up into a squat, and then hop back. Doing this for about 30 seconds or so, maybe a little bit shorter. Get that chest tall. Try to jump your feet out wide. That will help you to plant them flat if you usually tend to come on your toes. Okay, next one we're gonna do a movement called a windmill. See if I can adjust this so you can see me a little bit better here. Okay, so windmills. Now this is a great one if you have a light dumbbell, light plates. I'm gonna use a water bottle, plenty filled here. So, a windmill, you're gonna reach one arm overhead and hold that object. Really, this is like a hamstring and inner thigh opener, so it doesn't really matter if you have like a lot of weight overhead, you can just use a fist. You're gonna take your feet wide, and you're gonna point, we're gonna go right arm overhead, So I'm gonna mirror you. So right arm, toes are gonna point opposite direction to the left, and then you're gonna keep this knee straight, not locked out though, just a little bend. And you're gonna send your hips back, try to reach down to the top of your foot, and then stand. So we're gonna get about 8 to 10 of these per side, about 30 seconds or so. So you're really a nice stretch through the inner thigh. Also starting to warm our overhead position, keeping that water bottle, light dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever you have, reaching up towards the ceiling. All right, let's go ahead and get the other side. So we're gonna stand, hold that object overhead or fist. We're gonna point the toes over to the right this time. So keeping that arm nice and locked out. You're gonna hinge, you're gonna send the hips back, keeping this leg straight but not, locked out, a little bend in it. And then hopefully feeling a stretch through your inner thigh. And for some of you, you may be able to get down to your shin. That's totally fine. This is just to warm up our mobility on the back side of our legs. All right, awesome. Okay, so we're gonna do 2 warm-up stretches. First one, we're gonna do a frog stretch. So we're gonna take the knees out nice and wide. Now, if you want to just do a regular child's pose here, feet together, knees out wide, that's totally fine. Or you can get your shins, parallel to each other, 90-degree angles. Start with a flat back, and then sending the hips back ever so slowly. It's gonna feel a nice stretch through the inner thighs here. So we're gonna hold this for about, probably a good 30 seconds or so. Awesome. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch out our hamstrings. So that's super helpful. Now we're going down to the burpees. So we're going to bring one leg straight in front of us. And we're gonna start tall and then fold over. Getting a nice little stretch through the underside of the hamstrings here. So again, we're gonna hold this for about 30 seconds or so. Try to stay long through the crown of your head. Pulling that whole leg, back to the wall behind you. All right, let's go now. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Other leg straight out in front. Starting tall and long through the crown of your head. And then as much as you're able to, just kind of folding over, bending at the elbows. A good stretch through the underside of your hamstrings. Trying to push your head as far forward towards your toes as you're able to. All right, so that concludes the warm-up and mobility portion of this video. So this one's gonna have 4 videos with it. The second portion is gonna be the Turkish get-up piece. And then the third video will be the actual AMRAP, just to break it up into smaller chunks. And then we're gonna have a cool down video at the very end. So I'll see you at the next video.